Hello, welcome back to the unit. I'm over here picking orders. I thought I'd give you a look at what kind of orders I've sold, because I've sold a lot of book bundles, which is exactly what I want to do. So I have sold, yeah, it might not look like it, but I've sold a lot. I've taken some off already, but there's still a lot more to be picked. Let's just get into what I've actually sold. First off, if you are new here, then my name is Steve. I'm an online reseller. I sell a lot of stuff online. This is a lot of books. I sell a lot of books. I also sell a lot of other stuff. So I've got a shop on eBay. I've got a Vinted shop. So I sell a lot of stuff on Vinted, and a lot of stuff has sold over there this week as well. This is what I do to make a living. So if you're interested, drop me a follow. Right, so let's get into a couple of the individual books that I've sold first. So I've sold a Supernatural book, which I sold for £35. Picked that up for £1 at the Carboot the other day. I've sold a Warhammer book, Rin's World, that I sold for £18. I picked that up. I think I paid like £3 for two of them. The other one's still listed. Then some bundles. So I have sold I can't pick them all up, but a bundle of 15 crime books. So if you don't know, I've currently got a deal on my shop for basically a mixed bundle of crime books, or you can get kids books. There's all different types, a mixed lot from my stock. So I pick them, you select how many you want, and I've got 10% off on all of those at the minute while the stocks last, because stock is going down pretty quick and I'm slowly running out of it, which is exactly what I wanted. I've sold, so these are like the kids books. I've sold a bundle of 10. They're sort of like 6 to 9 year olds, I think I've sort of labelled it as, so just a real mixture of stuff. So I've bundle of 10 I've sold, and a bundle of 20 I've sold of those. Sold a bundle of 50 sort of kids picture books as well. This type of stuff. There is paperbacks, hardbacks. They have really sold well. I've sold so many of those. I had like 2 or 3 boxes full of them, plus some bags, and the majority of them have gone, and I'm struggling to get hold of more. So I need to sort of work out a way to replenish my stock. I think I've got enough for that order of 50. I need to double check because I've got them in different places, and yeah, it's all a bit of a mess at the minute. But I'd ideally like to replenish that stock one way or another. I'm not sure if I'm going to ask my local area to see if anyone's got any books they're getting rid of, or just to see if a charity shop would sell me a load for like 10p each or something. I'm gonna look into a bit further. But yeah, it's exciting, and that's kind of the way I want to go, is to just sell big lots of books at a time rather than selling individuals, which can take a little bit longer. So I've got to store all of that. So on that note of storage, you may have seen I did a video recently where I over at my unit, I inquired about renting that one possibly as well. I haven't actually heard from the guy. I've not seen him. I'm guessing that the other guy wanted it. He said he'd let me know if he didn't, but he hasn't let me know either way. So I'm imagining that the guy has moved in or will be moving in very soon, which is fine. It would have been nice, but it's obviously extra money coming out, which I've got to find the money to pay. So it makes me think that I do want to get somewhere a bit better. With Christmas and winter coming up, I'd like somewhere that I can store all my stock and go there to work and store all my unlisted stock, just sort of keep everything in the same place, because I've still got stuff over at the house which I haven't listed, and it's getting a bit on top of me at the house. Obviously this time of the year it is busy in terms of picking up, but it's not so busy in terms of sales. So that's something I have to bear in mind, and I know that anyone who's in the reselling business will know that this time of year is quiet, but it's also the time of year that you can stock up because car boots are open, the weather's nice, there's jumble trails, people are looking to get rid of stuff because they want to just clear out because they're preparing for Christmas to get more stuff in. So this is the time of year to buy, but it's not the best time of year to other people to buy your stuff. Something I'm going to look into. I've been looking around to see what kind of places there are to like hire. I've looked at warehouses, and in my area they're ridiculous prices. You're looking at like £2,000 a month sort of at least, but they're massive. I don't want a massive one, I just want a kind of next step up, but doesn't seem to be anything around in my area. We'll keep looking and see, because this place just came out of nowhere. I didn't expect to find this, so I just keep doing that and see how it goes. Also sold this bundle, if I can hold it, there we go, of football books, so yeah, biographies or whatever. These have sold for £20 all in. I've also sold a bundle of 30 books, actually 3 bundles that the person's bought together. They have come to £35 all in, and they're ones that I'm more than happy to move on. So I've got these, there's some David Walliams, so there's a bundle of 8 David Walliams books, which I don't generally pick up these days because they don't really sell that well, but these are just ones that I've picked up from various different places. A lot of them have been sitting around for a while, so yeah, happy to get those gone. It's a bundle of 10 sort of like war fiction type stuff, so there's that guy, there's some Chris Ryan, that kind of thing in there, so combat-y, action-packed stuff. Bundle of 10 of those, and the other ones are in a box already, so that is a bundle of 12 young adult fiction. There is a whole mixture of that. I've got a few other young adult fiction bundles listed as well, so yeah, very happy to get all of those sold together. They did actually make me an offer on another bundle, but they made that offer first, so I kind of went back with a counter offer and they rejected it, but then they sent a load of other offers. So in the end we settled on £35 for 30 books, which I'm very pleased with. They all can go together, and it clears up some room in here. Again, doesn't look like it, but I actually cleared some room. Also sold some printer ink, so these 2 have sold for £12 for both of them. Sold some of these, which are I thought they would do better actually. I thought they would sell pretty quick. They're to do with the underground, so there's 7 books, all about different lines on the underground. They have been listed for quite a while now, so they went on an offer for £8. Sold some of these, which are from Hero Quest, I believe. I can't really work out what they are, little goblins or orcs or some sort of thing along those lines. I won't focus on it. They have sold for £14.99. I Know What You Did Last Summer book. This has sold for £14.99. Definitely one to keep your eye out for. I think it's probably helped because there is a new film coming out. I don't know what it's called. Probably I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. No idea. But yeah, that sold for £14.99. Paid £1 for that at Carboot. Bundle of 5 Maureen Lee books have sold for £12.99. It's raining and it's dark. So this is another problem, another reason I'd like to move somewhere else. I'm not, I don't have to rely on the weather type thing. Somewhere would be somewhere with heating in the winter and maybe aircon in the summer. It'd be very much nicer, but this, I've literally got to shut the door and try and work in the dark for a little while. Always fun. Right, we're back. The next thing that's sold is some Only Fools and Horses VHS. There are 17 of them. I can't lift them all at the same time. I found these while out walking my dog. There was a bag left by a bin and it was all sort of locked up. It looked quite bulky, so I just thought I'll have a look what's in there, and there was just a whole load of VHS. There was 17 of these. There was some Roy Chubby Brown, which you'll see behind me, which I've bundled up as well. Not really a big fan of Roy Chubby Brown, to be honest, but if I can move them on to someone who might like them, then so be it. So yeah, these 17, did I say 17 VHS? They have sold for £22 all in. Something else I also found while out walking my dog, someone left some books out. I picked them all up and then I checked these out, which is an Elephant and Piggy book, which I've not heard of before, but some of them can sell quite well, so I bundled these 3 up together and they've sold for £11. Last few eBay sales. Yes, the sun has really come out now, in case you was confused, it's the same day. So I sold this, which is a Virgin Atlantic die-cast metal plane that has sold for £16. A bundle of private eyes, the whole year from 1987, sold for £14.99. Sold Ghost Spider from Spidey and His Amazing Friends. I know about these because my son was into them briefly and he kind of keeps getting into them, and I saw some of them could sell well, so I bought some, and that sold for £12.99 on its own. And this regatta red coat, paid 20p in a charity shop. They had 5 items for £1, and that has sold for £13 all in. So I think that's it for my eBay orders, but I need to go through my Vinted ones now because I've sold quite a few on there, different bundles, different sort of people put their own bundles together. So yeah, let's go get those. Actually, I can't remember if it was my last video or not that I mentioned that I'd put myself in for the eBay award. I think I did. Well, I remember mentioning it. I think it was my last video. Obviously, if you are in the know and on eBay, then you'll know that I didn't get nominated. That's fine. It was kind of a last minute application anyway that I sent in because I didn't actually get any notification that you could actually enter yourself for it. So I'm not blaming eBay at all, but it's a bit strange that I looked through all my emails, couldn't see anything that you could enter. It was only because I happened to, on the right day, I was like, I wonder if you can actually enter yourself yet. You know, I wonder if anything's come up. So I googled it and it said the closing entry was at like midnight that day, and it was about 8 o'clock in the evening. So I had to put my application together very quickly. Also, I put myself in for probably the wrong category, but I don't think any of the other categories I would have had a chance in either. So the one that I put myself forward for was actually there was just tons of charities in it, which is fair enough. So yeah, they're all very what's the word, they deserve to win it anyway. So yeah, but next year I'd hopefully get a bit more time, maybe put myself in for a better category. But good luck to everyone that has who has been nominated. There is some good guys in there. I won't tell you who I voted for because it's up to me. Voting has closed now, I believe, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see. If all goes to plan, I'll be going to the eBay Open in Birmingham, so I think I shall see majority of the people there. I saw some of them there last year. Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see who wins all the money. Though 10 grand could have come in very handy. I could have bought one of these myself. Don't know where I'd put it, but that's not the point. Right, let's see if I can quickly blitz through what has sold on Vinted, if I can remember the prices. So a Mufasa toy sold for £3. A bundle of Chase from Paw Patrol and a Pokemon, can't remember his name right now, Snubble, they have sold for £4.95. A Jurassic Park Dimetrodon has sold for £5. A Mars Morales Spin, as he is known in the Spidey and his friends universe, that has sold for £4. A book, and this guy, who I can't even remember what he's from, they have sold for about £2.80 or something silly. A little bundle of couple of guys from Toy Story 3. I think his name's Chunk, is the orange guy, and Trixie, and then a couple of Martina Cole books have sold for, no, I can't remember, £9.35. This has sold, she's from Tangled, it's Mother or something, her name from Tangled, that sold for £3. Dunkton Rising from William Horwood sold for £2. Jedi Academy couple books sold for £1. Katie Ford books sold for £3 for 4 of them. Some Jurassic Park Matchbox cars have sold for £5 for those. Special Brew mug has sold for £4. And the mixed bundle that I can't all hold at once, but there is that There is a guy from Postman Pat. There is Blippy. If you know that guy, then you know he's annoying, but still can't stop watching it. So big old Spider-Man from Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and a couple of Thomas books. Can't hold them both up, but so those 6 items are all sold together for £11.62. Bundle of Clive Cussler books are sold for £5. I'm going to flip around to show you these ones. Right, so these have sold for £8. So it's Broccoli Boy, if you can see it. It's Accidental Pirates, Boy Who Made Everyone Laugh, These Horrible Histories, Real Pigeon's Nest Hard, and these 2 David Solomon books for £8 for all of those, which is pretty good going for them, really, but it's just the way it goes. Some of those bits have been listed for ages, so yeah, I'm just more than happy to just get them out, get a couple of quid, £1 here and there. Just it soon adds up. So over the course of that's since Friday, I think that is. So quite a few sales, little sales, but it soon adds up. It just keeps me busy, but I like being busy, so it doesn't really bother me. I think that is it for all of my sales. I just need to get these home and get them packaged up and sent out. Again, doesn't really look like I've made a dent in here, but I have sold a hell of a lot of books. But I've still got boxes which haven't got as much stuff in, so that's the main thing. I've got gaps there, I've got sort of gaps down there. So yeah, I can fill these gaps back in with some stock, and I'm very pleased to be selling some stuff. I've got a whole big order still to pick up. Hopefully I need to get in touch with the lady about that. So the more room I can make, the better. The more stuff I can get rid of, the better, and the more stuff I can bring over as well, because again, still got a lot of stuff. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies if that was a bit longer than expected. I don't really know how long it's going to be once I edit it, but hopefully it was okay, and hope you got something out of it. Learned that books do sell. You do have to sell quite a lot of them to make a bit of money, but luckily I've got a lot of them, so I shall keep pushing on to try and get rid of all of these books, because that would be wonderful. It might take a while and it would take me ages to post them, but wonderful nonetheless. So thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the next video. Please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Drop me a comment if you've got any questions. I used to get a lot of comments about books and anything that I do, so please ask me any questions you feel like you need to, and I shall see you in the next one. Thank you, bye bye.